Hey guys, Dasker here. This is the live rebroadcast of the Level BF and a Hubtag Trifecta event, a 32 vs 32 event on both PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. This is the first of 4 rounds on PlayStation 4, starting with Propaganda. I'm joined with Lachlan Cotter as my co-caster. This event was put together by Level BF and a Hubtag. It was sponsored by Origin, Elgato, Jerky XP, and of course, Trinity Games and Astros always support us as well. Hope you guys enjoy.
So it's going to be a pretty tough event, I'd say. Propaganda brings me back to the days of Bad Company 2, may I just say. I'm going to quickly go on over to a bird's eye view of this map here as much as I can. And as you can see, the left side of the map, Delta and Bravo, definitely a choke point, especially A and C being opposite each other. You know, very adjacent objectives, and we're seeing, I believe, we have Team Raw going out in power, quickly trying to take it to Objective Bravo and Objective Alpha, trying to push them back as much as they can. It looks like they're being completely obliterated, though.
Yes.
And as I was saying, you can see here, you know, real sort of Bad Company 2 design in these small housing areas over at Bravo. Yeah. And, you know, I can see a fight going down immediately right now. We've got some of the squad leaders pushing up. We've also got the other Team Raw, hanging back. They're going to push in a little while as well. And I reckon we're going to see a strong A game from the queue here, because I know Propaganda is one of their babies. They cherish this map.
Yes, I'm looking at Team Raw in red. They have their 2 tanks sort of in the center courtyard area. And thinking, well, do we push Bravo or do we just sort of wait it out? I don't know how I feel about these 2 tanks pushing around the backside of Alpha. It only takes a few of the Team Invisible blue guys to be able to take up back on Alpha with engineers and take them out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon from what I reckon for the Team Raw tactics, I can see them trying to go for more of a pinch kind of tactic. I think we're going to see Team Invisible. They're going to play some sort of lockdown group work, as you can see over now at Charlie. They are really grouping up together. The Blueberries are out in force, and you're going to see sort of Team Raw kind of go for the flank route, see if they can pinch up objectives where they're not, you know, sort of well defended. We're seeing it right now. Objective Bravo. Team Raw is making a really strong push, fairly undefended at the moment from what we're seeing, and it looks like we're probably going to see these guys lose.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Am I correct to say that someone has used the Battlefield pickup with the that has the new little machine gun, the unmanned?
Ooh, the Raw.
That's Starkiller 87X. I'm trying to go to third person to see if we can see him.
Oh yeah, I'm watching him here. He's using the Raw.
Yes.
Lots of controversy about this little piece of equipment here. Now, this little machine has got a light machine gun on top, some grenade launchers in between, and it's so ready.
Yes.
You know, it's a little war machine. It's so prepared to, you know, really start laying down some kills. And you're seeing it right now going across range.
Oh, he got one. He got Project Tonka. Oh, Tonka goes down. Starkiller. One thing I really like about this this particular weapon is that the automatic grenade launcher on it, it doesn't have a lot of ammunition, but man, if you can get some good shots on it, you can aim right on that, boy, you're going to do a lot of damage.
You're going to do a ton of damage. So the splash damage on these grenade launchers are actually pretty powerful as well. And at the moment, we're seeing dead-on even game here. 810 to 806. But this is going to burn down really well. I reckon this is going to be a great game. Really tight game that we're going to see here. And of course, we got the train coming in.
Uh-oh.
And the Raw has just avoided the train. It looks like it's about to get squished. Watching along here.
Oh, train's going by. I do see that there was one tank on Team Raw that was sort of pushing back, but has now retreated accordingly. Starkiller, though, still in that roar. What is that? What's the acronym for that? It's RAWR?
RAWR, yeah.
What does that stand for? What does it stand for?
I think it's like remote activated.
Weapon systems. Recon something. Oh, here it comes. I love it. Oh, man. Here comes the grenades. This is great.
I mean, everybody just calls it the EOD bot's big brother, don't they?
Yeah.
It's the EOD bot's, you know, the tall, strong brother that he has in, you know, university.
Yes,
that's
the
what it is.
university, bro. Hey, there is sort of a big push by Team Invisible in blue, trying to push up on a Delta.
I'm watching this now unfold, and it looks like It looks like the Blues are going to be getting in here. Team Invisible has got quite a nice spread. We're only seeing about 2 to 3 members of Team Raw. It looks like they're going to fall back and lose this objective. And I've got to admit, I was expecting, you know, judging by the rosters, because obviously I hadn't seen what some of these clans that joined up, you know, what they were like. And we got the TMKL clan here. I wasn't expecting to see, you know, what these guys were like. I've never seen them play before. We also got the KU clan. And these guys are doing well. They are going for some true PTFO out here, burning the other Team Raw down to 720 tickets, which is pretty powerful at the moment.
Yes, and I will say that what I really liked about what the red team was doing was that they had pushed on a Charlie, but they had a tank in between Charlie and Alpha, allowed them to hold it and kind of push away that counter push from Alpha to Charlie, taking it. But hey, Delta was easily taken by the blue team, and they still had the burn in their favor.
If I was you, I would form up on now over at Charlie. We're seeing a full Team Raw push going straight for Alpha. Alpha has only got 1 tank and 3 infantry compared to what appears to be nearly 3 squads and a tank going up. It looks like a second tank is actually rolling in for Team Invisible, and he can do some damage here. If he can probably hold off Alpha if he does some damage.
I mean, all the Alpha players on red team pushing up is just incredible.
It's I love
the sheer number of them.
I just love the structure of these maps. The structure of these maps makes for some really great styled gameplay, and you know, it's the kind of gameplay here that you know, forms up some great infantry gameplay. And we're seeing Guns N' Roses 61 here. He's currently going 17-1 for the KU clan.
Really? Wow.
He is really ripping it out.
Yeah, and he's not a vehicle, guys. He is in. Is that right, or is he or was he vehicle? I don't think he was.
I think he hopped into the vehicle at the start of the game, but he's been on foot with Scar H now. So, you know, pretty OP. But I'm also looking over here at General Taz, 10-0 in his tank. Monstrous score from him at the moment.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say here is that as we now see that blue team is up by nearly 100 tickets. What they ended up doing was has the red team pushed up onto Alpha and took it quite handily. They just said, all right, I want to go Delta to Charlie, just flank around it, take Echo. I now have 4 cap, and while it seems like it's a round robin, the issue is that blue team's doing it better.
Something is unfolding right now. The frontal offensive that we saw for Alpha is heading south here for Team Raw, the red team, because Team Invisible has now got them in a pinch between Alpha and Charlie. They're finishing off and practically executing the remainders of their team. They've managed to somehow backrage their way back into Charlie whilst they were trying to push for Alpha, secure the objective. We're seeing General Taz and Tank here getting out of that hot zone.
I'm surprised he's staying alive as long as he is. I could be speaking too soon. He's low, and he's down. General Taz.
Yeah, General Taz. That puts him up to roughly 17-1. So you know, strong put from him at the start of the game, and it looks like Team Raw, in terms of KD, is just not putting up a good fight today. 22-30, 22-9. Golf Squad is their only real chance, including Alpha Squad, who is currently going featuring the Q team 43-23, which is pretty damn good. So for those of you who are unaware, red team here is Team Raw, features the Q, and it features level BF members such as Project Tonka and Billy Eatwell and some of the regulars, and the other team is filled with clan and community members such as Team TMKL and I believe it's the RKU team or KU team, and they are Team Invisible, and they are, you know, we were just not expecting this kind of attack at the start of the game, were we? No,
we weren't. And if you check out the overhead map, sort of what the commander view looked like, you'll see that blue team, Team Invisible, is just sending tremendous number of guys all together from one point to the next. They have one squad going into Delta, but but everything else is just whereas red team is more spread out. They feel like they're just sort of moving a few squads here and there.
Team Invisible, they remind me of a real-time strategy kind of game at the moment. The way they're moving as a unit, going objective to objective. But what they're doing well is that as they're moving as a unit, you're seeing that squad leaders are hanging back at some of the objectives in order to allow them to be reinforced. which is, you know, quite a tactical move to make, because what you got to remember in this competitive match, the rule set is that you can only spawn on a squad leader or on an objective. You can't spawn on any old teammate. Literally, as I finished that sentence, they've done exactly as I anticipated them to. They have gone on over from Alpha
to Bravo
as a unit to Bravo, and they're just, you know, ripping it up. They are just really ripping it up.
I'm watching Sorrel the Cat. I like how he's throwing those nades. He is trying to throw some covering fire down, all trying to cap that point.
Yeah, it's a really, really big movement from them. You know, if I'm honest, as I was structuring these teams together, you know, it was just like a, you know, thinking, you know, all the level BF guys together, all the Q together, this should be a strong outing for them. You know, this should be a real OP outing for them. And the other teams just come out in force, haven't they? It's just amazing to see.
Yes,
and unanticipated.
And going to Baku's PT, he's in the Roar, which is the remote assisted weaponized robot.
Something.
Yeah, remote assisted weaponized robot. Got it. Yeah, Roar.
Roar.
Thank you, Wally. Or thank you, not Wally, thank you, Whitey, for letting me know about that.
And General Taz has just died again, but he's going 20-2 at the moment for repping the Q team. And, you know, fair dues to him. He is helping Team Raw out. So I'm going to give you a bit of a background into Team Raw's name. Now, as we know, the DICE devs, they love their dinosaurs, don't they? They really do. They love their dinosaurs. They love their dinosaur Easter eggs. So, you know, these guys were just like, do you know what? Screw this, we're going to put Team Raw as one of the team names. I did a vote on Twitter and everyone was like, you got to have Team Raw, you got to have Team Raw. I was hoping for something kind of cool, like Team Velocity or something that sounds, you know, real pro kind of name. And these guys were just like, no, you got to do Team Raw. Yeah. It's in the nature, man. It's in the game.
Now Soul Reaver, who is on Team Raw, is actually using the SUAV while he's waiting for his tank to get up. And it is up now, but I love the SUAVs.
The SUAV is such a powerful, it's supposed to be a reconnaissance kind of drone to, you know, laser designate vehicles, but people are using it nowadays as like a mobile sort of run guys over. And
yes.
It's crazy.
Yes, I like to see some UCAVs action. That'd be kind of cool. Some UCAVs.
UCAV action would be good. Now I know for a fact on normal, you know, some of the aerial drones on PlayStation here on the normal modes aren't relatively used, but when it comes to hardcore, I mean, it's UCAV more essential. And if I were Team Unvisible right now, you know, if I were Team Raw more specifically, I would fall back to these objectives, start holding them in, see if we can retain some of these objectives, use your mortars, inflict some damage from aerial distance, and just, you know, start making these pushes. Because I'm moving on over to Bravo here, and the structure is just not there, you know? We're seeing Team Unvisible move as kind of like a web. It's almost like a bluish web. And, you know, they're really structuring themselves well here, which is why they're capturing all of these objectives. Whereas Team Raw just appears to be sort of all about the place, and because of that, they're just being picked off in a crossfire. You know, I've just saw, you know, a squad leader being pinned down right now. And he's just been taken out.
And I love this. This Bravo push by Unvisible. That they're sending like 6 guys or so to Bravo. All the while, the Roar guys are just sort of walking around. They're sort of spreading their way out. And by the time they even got halfway to Alpha, their Bravo point is already being captured. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Looks like the Charlie squad for Team Raw is really not faring up well at the moment. They are going 30-49. You know, KD isn't everything, but it's an important factor, and Team Unvisible right now have got a 4-way web of Delta, Charlie, Alpha, and Bravo. Bravo being their most defended, and it looks like we're going to see Charlie lost to Team Raw.
Hey, check out the mini-map, or the mega-map right now, because Alpha, you have like 2 squads of Team Raw pushing to Alpha, but hot on their trail is all these blue squad guys coming to flank them. This is not looking good for Team Raw.
Yeah. Team Raw definitely are losing their A game. I'm literally just seeing, you know, all these squad leaders, they thought they had this objective. They thought they had this on lockdown. No. And, you know, just hot on their tail is 4 squad leaders from Team Invisible. It's just crazy. They're being taken out like flies. They're being picked off like flies. It's unreal what's going down. And Guns N' Roses here going 30-4. I believe he is using I think he's using a Scar H at the moment.
Acting Ricka also there as well, 20-7. Acting Ricka using support class, using what I believe was the
interesting move.
Yes.
The support class is pretty unappreciated on the new DLC. Most of the assignments for the new weapons, of course, made you use things such as the PDWs and, of course, the assault rifles. So as a result, support was kind of left in the dark. But I can tell you, cross-ranging it here, if you lock down some of these buses in the center of the map, and you start whipping out your light machine guns on bipods, you can cause some serious damage and some lockdown defense.
Yes. It's 568 to 294 and counting in favor of Team Invisible. And with Team Roar only holding 2 points regularly, we do see a Charlie Alpha push by both teams. They are going to find each other in just a moment. Look at it, Sanders in 24.
I mean, look at, I'm seeing this right now unfold between Alpha and Charlie. Team Invisible has taken all of its squad leaders and made a push for the Charlie objective, whilst Team Roar has got all of its attention to a tanker Bravo. And because of that, they're not even seeing this huge offensive which is going on the opposite end. It looks like they've just recognized it. But, you know, with the numbers that these guys have, I think this is going to be a strong fight to hold down Charlie. But, oh, wow, Team Roar's retreating. They are retreating from Charlie. Insane. Just, you know, I'm surprised with this kind of structure that Team Roar are playing this badly, unfortunately. But, you know, with these kind of maps, you know, what I will say is just the amount of focus and concentration on infantry, well played, you know, grouped together kind of infantry styles flowing well. You know, it's a key component, critical component of the DLC, and if you don't utilize that, then, you know, if you don't flow with the game, then you're just going to get picked off quite easily.
Yeah, I have to agree. Now, let's talk for a second. What could Team Roar do different here? What do you think they need to change in order to turn this around? Now, keep in mind they're down by over 300 tickets. That's not good. But what are your thoughts?
The way I see it at the moment, if you look at Team Invisible, I'm at a top-down sort of view at the moment, and Team Invisible, they are moving this, if you can see the squad leaders, because bearing in mind you can only ever spawn on your squad leaders in these matches. Their squad leaders are well spread. At the moment we're seeing almost kind of like a net between Alpha, Bravo, and Delta.
I see that.
They're containing it. They're containing the objectives down at sea. So if I were Team Roar, what I would do is start moving in, start going for some of these flanks. The road between Delta and C is completely empty. Go down that road, start flanking in, and get a good spread of your squad leaders. Get your squad leaders to fan out and start capturing these objectives, but more importantly, retaining them for a long duration of time. There's no point capturing the objective if the tickets burn as they are right now. We saw them in the early parts of the game. You know, they were going pretty well. They were capturing a serious number of objectives, and they were doing really well because of that. And, you know, it just literally folded in a matter of minutes because they were being flanked and the web came out from Invisible, just holding down and locking down the objectives. So, you know, at the moment we're seeing a huge cluster of them in between Charlie and Alpha, but if I were them, I would probably say go back and defend Charlie and Alpha. You have left that exposed to Team Invisible. They're spreading out now, but, you know, C and E, there's no one there. That's for the taking.
I do like how there's Q Squad is back raging on Bravo, but Ninja's in trouble. He does get taken out, but they still have a few more that are still on there as well. My suggestion to be for Team Roar would be I think that their vehicle play has actually been quite good. In fact, we're going to see a back rage of Soul Reaver by one of the Team Invisible's tanks. If he just looks to his left, there he is. Will he get that rear shot? He does. I mean, they are exhibiting great vehicle play. But what I would suggest they do is they capitalize on that. If they put a one tank on defensive on Charlie, one tank on defensive on Delta, and said, hey, we're going to assign 4 engineers to repair the shit out of you, I think these tanks could stay up and stay up for a long time. They could put those points on lockdown, which means that they could then put all their infantry focus onto just one point, onto just Charlie, onto just Bravo, onto just Alpha.
Out to Starkiller A7X. I don't believe he's actually in a squad at the moment, but the dude just ripped. I think that was like nearly 7 people with C4 there. I have no idea what he just did, but whatever he did, it was successful.
Way to go, Starkiller.
You know, General Taz, I think he's a good player to have a look at for what Team Roar should be trying their best to do. Salty here, unfortunately, is kind of down in the dumps here. He is holding off this small truck, and he's going to get taken out here easily by opposing infantry. But by the looks of things, General Taz, at the start of the game, he was using his tank to lock down the center of the map, and that was important. That was an important thing for him to do. Unfortunately, the reinforcement just never came for him. And, as a result, he got sort of, left and, just left to fend for himself. But I think if they start using their vehicle play to the advantage that they have at the start of the game, they can make a bit of a difference.
Yeah, and in fact, Team Aurora does have, right now, 3 of the cap points. They're pushing a little bit on a Delta, but boy, their Echo and Charlie points are a little vulnerable. There's really no one defending it. If any of the Team and Invisible players push on a Charlie and an Echo, they'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I love about these maps is just the infantry-centric gameplay. And right now, I'm watching Sir Walter the Cat from BF Portal. He's repping the BF Portal clan. He is currently in the midst of a huge frontal offensive from Team Raw to defend Alpha. And Team Invisible, oh dude, you got to get on over to Alpha right now. This is unfolding. We are seeing Team Invisible and Team Raw going at it. And it looks like Invisible is about to bring in 2 tanks off the corner.
There's so many players on Alpha Point.
I tell you, as somebody who casts games, it is a pleasure to cast maps like this. They just make for really good games, especially some of the players we got on board right now. It's making for a really good game. And it looks like Team Raw is forgetting that they have 2 tanks on the edge of the map here. They're all clustering over to Bravo. But there are 2 MBTs who are just sitting on the edge of Alpha, and as soon as they leave that objective, they're just going to sweep right on in and take it. Unfortunate timing from them at the moment.
Yes, so it's 311 to 46 in favor of Team Invisible. If RAR can grab something, they may be able to have a chance, but boy, the attrition is just so great right now. Even if they were able to get a 4 cap here, yeah, they're just dying too much. There's just too many bodies on the map to target-rich environment. That's all it is, guys.
Yeah. So I'm watching the queue right now. So well done to them. They've racked up 129 kills as a collective.
Wow.
Sunny here. Sunny is rocking the MPX, and I do believe, if I am correct, there is somebody here working with the Q team today. Salty Frags, he is 2nd in the world with the MPX, and he is working alongside a teammate in another squad who is 1st in the world by 2,000 kills ahead of him. So,
wow.
MPX OP, these guys love that gun. I love that gun as well. It's the only PDW that I would take into a Conquest game, and that wraps that up. Team Invisible burning to 286 tickets to 0. Crazy game.
Yes, I'm looking at Team RAR in red. They have their 2 tanks sort of in the center courtyard area, and thinking, well, do we push Bravo or do we just sort of wait it out? I don't know how I feel about these 2 tanks pushing around the backside of Alpha. It only takes a few of the Team Invisible blue guys to be able to take up back on Alpha with engineers and take them out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I reckon from what I reckon for the Team Raw tactics. I can see them
enjoy.
So it's going to be a pretty tough event, I'd say. Propaganda brings me back to the days of Bad Company 2, may I just say. I'm going to quickly go on over to a bird's eye view of this map here as much as I can. And as you can see, the left side of the map, Delta and Bravo, definitely a choke point, especially A and C being opposite each other. Very adjacent objectives, and we're seeing, I believe, we have Team Raw going out in power, quickly trying to take it to Objective Bravo and Objective Alpha, trying to go for more of a pinch kind of tactic. I think we're going to see Team Invisible. They're going to play some sort of lockdown group work, as you can see over now at Charlie. They are really grouping up together. The Blueberries are out in force, and you're going to see sort of Team Raw kind of go for the flank route, see if they can pinch up objectives where they're not, sort of well defended. We're seeing it right now. Objective Bravo, Team Raw is making a really strong push, fairly undefended at the moment from what we're seeing.
Hey guys, Daskro here. This is the live rebroadcast of the Level BF and a Hubtag Trifecta event, a 32 vs 32 event on both PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. This is the first of 4 rounds on PlayStation 4, starting with Propaganda. I'm joined with Lachlan Cotter as my co-caster. This event was put together by Level BF and Hubtag. It was sponsored by Origin, Elgato, Jerky XP, and of course, Trinity Games and Astros always support us as well. Hope you guys
push them back as much as they can. It looks like they're being completely obliterated, though.
Yes.
And as I was saying, you can see here, you know, real sort of Bad Company 2 design in these small housing areas over at Bravo. Yeah. And, you know, I can see a fight going down immediately right now. We've got some of the squad leaders pushing up. We've also got the other team, Team Raw, hanging back. They're going to push in a little while as well. And I reckon we're going to see a strong A game from the queue here, because I know Propaganda is one of their babies. They cherish this map.